Alright, we're up on Twitch, and we are now live on YouTube. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to MehTV, and today we're back to Firefly.
Whoa!
And unfortunately, we don't have many people here with us today, but we are going to continue nevertheless. So,
Well, my Space Invader is here.
hello.
She is lying further away from me.
Why you always lying?
Some guy was trying to say
Lying.
that Zack Snyder's Justice League did more damage than
Oh
Batman
yeah,
and
I
Robin
saw
ever
that.
did.
That was very strange. That was not. You know what? That's not even worth addressing. I mean, that's so stupid. That's like obvious fucking trolling. So, anyways, three. Hang on. Subtitles. 3, 2, 1. And I was watching the commentary we did for the Lion King remake, aka John, and one, I was impressed at how badly distorted the Pixel Theater made the video. And another, in that, the fact that I matched YMS's delivery a couple of times, that was pretty funny to me. That's Chinese checkers. Chinese checkers. Chinese chess is very different, requires a board that's approximately twice the size of that table.
Lelouch be like, shot next game and no one can stop me.
Now we're gonna get ourselves a little bit of world building here. And this was originally aired as the first episode.
So when is Hal gonna use his Green Lantern powers to shut him up?
Well, he's not going to use his Green Lantern powers to shut him up. Notice how, notice how she's already wise to his antics. Yeah, this is leading into one of my all-time favorite lines.
That was funny. I just wanted you to face me so she can get behind you. My mom was certainly intrigued when I told her the premise of this show.
Nice. Yeah, a lot of people were. Like, there's a lot of people who didn't know that this show existed, who were like, hey, they should have promoted this better. I would have loved to watch this show when it was new.
But here's the thing, Firefly, I ended up causing the Firefly effect, which was fear of getting into a new show because it'll get canceled.
Oh yeah, no, that's very much been my attitude towards a bunch of stuff.
So I can kind of see why you wouldn't really get into Teen Titans.
Yeah, there's been a lot of shit that ended like
At least the '03 Titans had 5 seasons and
yeah,
13 episodes per season. This
one thing,
had
one season and 13 episodes. One of my one of my two of my all-time favorite shows on Fox were things that they got completely fucked up by the airing schedule. The Good Guys was one of my favorite shows. It was a cop comedy drama buddy cop thing. Completely got screwed by the schedule, aired on Friday nights. And another one was Human Target, which is still one of my favorite action shows that they've ever put out. It's actually based on a DC comic, and it got got fucked. I mean, how they also screwed up and they canceled Numbers and they canceled. There was another show. There were a bunch of shows that Fox Lie to Me. That was another one. Lie to Me had like 4 seasons in it, and it got just screwed. And yeah, that caused a lot of trepidation in the television fandom. Because a lot of people just wouldn't watch something that was on Fox because it was even odds whether your favorite show on Fox would be canned before the next season aired. And Human Target never even got its second season put out on Blu-ray. Hey, my copy that I've got of the second season is uh illegitimately acquired, we'll say. Yeah.
you know, literally on Valentine's Day this year was the 20th anniversary of the episode of Date with Destiny from Teen Titans
Huh.
where I was where it was like I was like, Robin had a very interesting Valentine's Day while Beast Boy, Cyborg, and Raven tracked down Killer Moth before he became Sandman.
Mm-hmm.
3 years before he became Sandman.
Exit light.
Because Spider-Man 2 was about to be released by the time that episode aired.
Okay.
That's
I'm a
minor. That's Sean Mayer, right?
I yes. Now I have found personally that open palm strikes tend to be more devastating to them, less hurtful to you.
Pride wife. Life good. Wife fight back. Kill wife. Wife gone. Think about wife. Regret. Are you sure that's perfectly legitimate?
Yeah.
Many people aren't overly fond of the boys' comics.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine how confusing this would have been if it, well, when it did air as the first episode. And I remember, back when Cinema Sins first started doing TV Sins, they did this episode rather than the actual pilot.
As of course. Yeah, she's she's part of the prostitute union. Uh,
Ooh, keep that in mind, by the way.
Why is there gonna be a monkey?
No, I was talking about the compression coil.
Okay then.
Lonely, yes. Pathetic, well, nah.
I've heard of a lot of things.
Yeah. I really like how these characters get along, because Mal can be a little bit,
But
rough and harsh at times, but he is kind of playing around them too. Like, they're
to a
like a
degree.
family.
Yeah.
Jane, is that First name or the last name?
Funnily enough, one of the questions that was going to be on my mind was 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 if Cameron Monaghan was in this show. Oh, but then it's like, no way, he's around my age, but at the same time, he's been acting since 2002, so
Yeah, actually, I
he
remember,
could have been a child actor working on this show.
dude, imagine my shock when I found out Andrew Garfield was in an episode of Doctor Who.
I'm sure. And how old is Andrew Garfield?
Andrew Garfield is 35, I think? No, he might be 40 something now.
1983, so he's 11 years older than I am.
He's 40 years old.
Well, he's about to be a 41
In
in
August,
August.
yes.
So he's a decade older than I am.
Yeah. He was also in The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, which is one of the worst movies I've ever fucking seen.
Meanwhile, Tom Holland is only 2 years younger than I am. Well, 3 years younger, because
Yeah.
his birthday is a day before my mom's.
Yeah. The Alliance are the guys they were fighting against in the first episode, by the way.
Yeah, I figured. Because apparently the Alliance are the bad guys instead of the good guys.
Somewhat refreshing, but it will become, a little bit overdone as time goes on, but hey. Firefly didn't start that trend. Idiots were the ones who followed it.
Now, I still find it weird to this day, hey Alex, that apparently in in apparently in a fish that officially Superboy and Miss Martian have never really hooked up, and yet they still have more there's still more people talking about that pairing than Superboy actually officially hooking up with Cassie Sandsmark.
Huh.
I don't understand that pairing really. It's about the same level of weirdness as Superman and Wonder Woman.
Well, I'm not a... I'm not that big of a fan of the Superman Wonder Woman pairing, as you might know.
But I am not aware. I Oh god, I had I was looking through some old messages and discussion and debate, and one of them was me explaining to Soul Spectator about Flashpoint.
Oh, yeah. Well, Flashpoint is very dumb.
It is. So I told him I'm gonna have a seat, and I'm like, so Jeff Johns, a man of and many people know for his origin reboots in the DC universe, some of which being in some of which being his run of the Teen Titans comics. That run being one of his better stories. He made a reboot that somehow made Superboy Prime punching a hole in time seem forgettable. Barry Allen, a man who's known for his questionable intelligence despite being the fastest man alive,
Oh,
suffered
yeah.
tragedy because of a petty motherfucker by the name of Eobard Thawne, who aimed to make Barry's life as miserable as humanly possible, including being the one who killed his mom and framed his dad. Barry, out of
I love
somewhat
heist
selfish but
episodes.
yes, heist episodes that are always so interesting. Anyway, as I was saying, Barry, out of somewhat selfish but good intentions, decided to go back in time and to undo that event. Doing so not only caused the desired change, but also created a time boom that changed several people's lives. Superman didn't land in Kansas
Oh.
and meet the Kents. His
Oh,
ship
would you look
instead
at
crashed
that?
in Metropolis, effectively nuking the city,
That's
and
better
making him a
CGI
government
than
lab rat.
that's better CGI than Marvel had in their last 5 movies.
Why do you have to be right? Why do you have to
This
be right?
and this show is old enough to drink.
Yep. Bruce Wayne died in Crime Alley instead of either Thomas or Martha Wayne. The former became Batman, and the latter became Joker due to going insane.
Guess
Also,
what? We
Thomas
didn't
doesn't.
see we didn't see one of those things in the movie.
No, we actually did see one of those things.
We saw Thomas. We didn't see
No, no, no. We saw the implication of Martha becoming the Joker,
yeah.
or just based on the
Yeah, that's
blood smearing her mouth.
that's Chinese swear words there, more getting shit past the censors.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like this show is convincing me more that Adam Baldwin can act than all of Superman Doomsday did.
Yeah, Superman Doomsday was not anybody's best work.
Yeah.
It's not a it's not what I'd call my favorite anything, and frankly it's amazing that that was the first thing that we did.
Wonder Woman and Aquaman are at war with each other due to the latter cheating on Mara with Diana and
Oh
the
boy,
former
that was
killing
fucking
Mara.
stupid.
Their war threatens to destroy the entire world. Hal Jordan never becomes the Green Lantern chosen by Abin Sur. He's instead a test pilot sent on a suicide mission inside Abin Sur's ship to try killing Aquaman. Captain Atom
Mhm.
is captured by Aquaman and used as a power source for his ship and a potential world ending nuke should things go south. Deathstroke is a freelance pirate who helped Lex Luthor out briefly before he and his posse get killed by Aquaman. Lois Lane is still a
Oh
reporter,
yeah,
but part of
this
a
is
small resistance.
these are the Starship Troopers armors, as well as the Power Rangers Lost Galaxy armor.
Oh, lovely.
So yes, Starship Troopers, Alien, Firefly, all of those take place in the same universe.
Because of
But
course they do.
but yeah, yeah, not Power Rangers, because Power Rangers has some other things going on that make it impossible. But yeah, can you
Oh,
tell that
fun.
all of this was put together by Fox?
Yes. The funny thing is that speaking of Power Rangers, you remember when I was talking with Tony Oliver, right, about how
Yes.
it's like the Japanese, like after a while, the people who were working on the Japanese footage were just like, or were working on the show is like, I think at some point we should just make our own footage instead of just reusing the Japanese footage all the time.
Yeah, because it
'Cause they're gonna
required
run out.
it made a lot of it created a lot of problems for continuity,
And at
and
the very
made
least,
shooting new footage made it easier to write around to write with stuff. And then they
yeah,
kind of went too far and started shooting original footage that was essentially the same thing as stock footage, but they'd have slightly different blocking and
yeah.
much, much, much worse suits.
Mhm. And at the very least, I do appreciate the fact that Tony Oliver was willing to take some criticism or some of like the early stuff that kind of was a little iffy. Because let's be real here, not exactly. It's not exactly one of not exactly. It's something you would kind of feel iffy about having on your resume,
Yeah, a little bit.
especially the early episodes. Anywho, Cyborg is the only real hero in this universe and is working directly under Barack Obama, who even in this timeline beat the pants off of Mitt Romney. Billy
Well, of
Batson is a
course.
part of the Marvel family, and he, alongside his siblings, turn into Captain Thunder with the word Shazam. Barry, meanwhile, gets to have his mom back, not sure on what happened to his dad, but ultimately he sees what's wrong with the world, thinking that Eobard Thawne was responsible and aims to become the Flash again after losing his powers due to the paradox. He gets Thomas Wayne's help along with Cyborg, and he attempts to recruit Superman, who is frail and weak due to not having any food and whatnot. Ultimately, their efforts were for naught, and the war continued to get worse and worse in its final battle. Flash fights Thawne, who reveals that it was Barry who caused all this, and actively taunts him, but is killed by Thomas Wayne, who shot him in the head. Barry then has the full power of the Speed
Shot through the
Force and
head, and you're to blame.
has a
Sorry.
nice moment with his mom, then goes back to stop himself from changing the future. Things return to normal,
Which
but this
creates that
event
running joke of Barry Allen fucking the timeline, both figuratively and very
and
literally.
very, very
Oh
literally.
yeah, and here now,
But this
we're about to find out that, yeah, so, oh yeah, we're about to find out that Mao got hired to steal medicine from innocent people.
Yep, there's the Alliance ship.
And so, unfortunately, Mal is, going to wind up on the same side as the Alliance.
Joy. This event caused a new 52nd universe to be created, and that's where the current comics are in. I asked Soul Spectre if there was any questions. He responded, "Yes." What the actual fuck? I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is a messy storyline, despite how many people love the comic and the animated movie that loosely adapted it. The film also gave rise to the mixed DC animated movie universe that's loosely based on the New 52, but with a plethora of unique stories and old ones they adapted. And then they said, and so this is essentially Oppenheimer, but with a speedster. And I'm like, kind of.
Oh yeah, that pay attention to that. That's going to become very important very
Two
soon.
by two, two by two, hands of blue.
Mm-hmm.
I presume that's going to come up a lot later. So don't worry, while I'm reading all of this, I am actually paying attention to the show
Good.
because I got it playing in my headphones as well. So yeah. Yeah, sure. Whatever you say, buddy. You know, at the very least, when these people tried terraforming various planets, they didn't try the same method that Terra for Mars did.
Ah, you know, it could have been worse. They could have always tried the giant octopus in the sky method for Man of Steel.
Alex, that would at least have that would have required that would actually be much smarter than the Terra for Mars method. You
Okay.
want to know why? Because here's what they did. So, in the distant future, Japan tries to terraform Mars by sending out a bunch of cockroaches is to try to make it hospitable for people and whatnot, and then nuke the planet afterwards.
Hmm.
So, guess what happened?
It went poorly, didn't it?
They sent a bunch of astronauts to the planet, and the cockroaches turned into what would be considered super buff, super powered, racially insensitive stereotypes.
Ah. Yep, there's been some fucky shit going on around here.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Quick-witted, Mal. Quick-witted as always. Thank you, Jane.
So yeah, Alex,
Lifts us up where we belong.
that's what happened to the
He's
cockroaches.
a little bit high.
I can see that. Yes, yes, he did.
Yeah.
So Alex, as you can see, you see the cockroach in the DM,
Yeah,
right?
that's that looks like a giant gorilla.
Yeah. First episode, astronauts spot these guys, and one of them just kills the other by I I s- I snapping their neck on their.
indentured man, with 3 years left in his debt. I imagine we'll have to add another 6 months after this little adventure.
Don't think a woman's ever seen a registered companion before.
I apologize for my manner.
Not a bit.
Should I contact my ship? Do you need to hold them very much longer?
It looks to me like we're about done here. We had some unrelated trouble. His story had kind of an odor to it.
Yes. It's not the only thing about him that does. Thank you very much, Sheriff. Come along.
That's a hell of a lady. Her files were all in order?
I ran him twice.
Let's get started with the rest then.
Hey, how'd it go?
She hit me.
I love that delivery. How'd it go? She hit me.
To the infirmary? He's just heavy.
Kept the engine running. We're good to go. We're not going. Not what? Not why?
We're bringing the cargo back.
What? What do you mean back? I waited for you guys.
Yes, thank you, Jane.
Won't this put him in more or less a killing mood? These others need this more.
Let's get it on the mule. My shuttle's faster.
You already risked enough flying in there once. And I don't want to get slapped around no more. As far as the goes, we'll just have to explain to him the job went south when we return the money.
You want to explain, now's your chance.
And
Oh
there's
my.
Mishka's men.
They're not too pleased.
You didn't make the rendezvous.
Ran into a few complications.
You were thinking of taking Mr. Niska's money and his property, maybe.
Interestingly, neither.
I don't understand.
Yeah, look, here's what it is. Deal's off. We changed our minds.
You entered into an arrangement with Mr. Niska. There is no mind changing.
Well, at least his Russian accent sounds more real than David Arbor's.
We can't take this job, so you just relax.
I'm sorry, Mr. Arbor. You're a good actor, but that
We'll call it even.
that it's not even his fault. He thought it sounded fucking weird anyways.
You know, normally somebody would be dead from something like that.
Well, he's the main character of this show.
I'm just pointing out what's the usual expected outcome.
Typically, you can survive getting cut up there. You just need to be able to get medical attention, and quicker you'll suffer permanent muscle damage.
Right? On fanfiction.net, there are five, or there are five fan fictions where Cowboy Bebop and
Firefly
Firefly have
crossover?
crossed over.
That sounds
Yes.
amazing. I need to check those out.
You're probably not gonna like any of these.
Probably not, but there's a chance.
Here. We're leaving just off the street.
Ugh, jeez.
Once we're in deep space.
Why not tell him in person? Got word of a ship not far out. Came looking. Didn't expect to find you coming back.
Didn't expect to be coming.
Nothing missing.
You were truthful back in town. These are tough times. A man can get a job. He might not look too close at what that job is. But a man learns all the details of a situation like ours. crates back to town. Make ourselves useful.
Yep.
Well, at least they're not here to just outright shoot them.
Yep, because you could have written it where they have some kind of pointless action scene and they have to get into a real bad confrontation, but
Like James Gunn would.
yeah, or them having an argument, but or you could have they could have the characters talk to each other about things.
And they chose the latter.
Now we'll stay out of his way as best we can from here on in. You explain that's best for everyone, okay?
Keep the money. Use it to buy a funeral. It doesn't matter where you go or how far you fly. I will hunt you down, and the last thing you see will be my blade.
Darn.
That's precious. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That was brutal.
The money Niska gave us in advance.
I'm right there with you.
Okay then, moving on.
Yeah. You made the smart choice.
Should have let me do this sooner. I have had plenty worse. It's just ow! Sorry. Just be careful. Pretty fast thinking. To open up Jane.
I've only had to have stitches twice, I think. It wasn't
Yeah, I
fun
find
either time.
Yeah, I find it interesting how Sean Mayer would later play a character who needed stitches in Son of Batman.
Oh yeah. My dad's had
As
to have
Nightwing,
stitches a bunch of times.
Nightwing just be all like, after all those lectures he gave me about using protection. Are you all right, Master Dick? Hey, I can take the knife. I can take the cut. But I can take the stitches.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Supergirl, you're not making any sense right now.
We're here about a theft. Medicine. On that planet. Word came up that was returned.
We didn't fly 86 million miles to track down a box of Band-Aids, Colonel.
We're looking for a girl. This girl.
Ooh. Now she's making a hell of a lot more sense.
Okay then.
I won't say that that was a terrible introduction to the to this episode. Apparently, Joss Whedon and Tim Minear, who wrote this episode, only had 2 days to finish the script.
Interesting.
Which is still better than what some people have had for longer. So that's unfortunate. Okay, so now I'm just gotta real quick make sure that I've got the episode here. Because that's Gurren Lagann. This is Firefly. There we go. Because for some
my
reason the
God.
Blu-ray is slightly out of order.
Oh, that's random.
Okay, I do believe we are on the right track here.
Okay, so we are on Bushwhacked.
Okay. Bushwhacked. Bonus points if you know what that's a reference to.
I don't.
There's a movie called Bushwhacked, I believe. But anyways, 3, 2, 1. Flying in space, playing space basketball. I've always thought that this would be kind of a fun way to play basketball. Hang a thing from the ceiling with a rope and try to throw stuff through it.
Who's winning?
I can't really tell. They
Far from civilization. How's your sister?
She's good. Better. She has her days. And she still won't talk about what it was that they did to her at the academy.
Perhaps she's not sure herself.
Bumblebee tuna?
She dreams about it. I know that much.
Bumblebee tuna.
And now on the run,
What about Bumblebee Tuna?
I don't know if I'll be able to help her.
Just Bumblebee tuna.
Simon, you are. Leaving your whole world behind? It's incredibly selfless.
I know that's a brand of tuna, I just don't get the reference.
Oh, we're all running
Ace Ventura.
Oh.
Proximity alert. Must be coming up on something.
Oh my god. What can it be? We're all doomed. Who's flying this thing? Oh, right, that would be me.
Get to the fucking helm, Wash.
So I guess it makes us
Little Kaylee's always one man short.
Say, Doc, why don't you come on down and play for our side? Nar won't mind.
That's a dead body. People used to pay big money to go see those things. Or walk down railroad tracks.
Anybody home?
Inhaling her, but whoever's there is as healthy as the guy we just ran over. Can't imagine anybody's gonna be picking up.
Bring us in a little closer.
Get you close enough to ring the doorbell. What is it?
It's a ghost.
Take my love, take my land, take me where I cannot stand. I don't care, I'm still free. You can't take the sky from me. Take me out to the black. Tell 'em I ain't
Coming back. Burn the land and boil the sea. You can't take the sky from me.
There's no place I can be since I found serenity. You can't take the sky from me.
So, what do we figure? Transport ship?
Converted cargo hauler. Maybe short range scow.
You can see she don't want to be parked like that. The port thrust's gone, and that's what's making her spin the way she is.
A short range vessel this far out into space? Retrofitted to carry passengers.
Travelers pick them up cheap at government auction. Few modifications, and they serve well enough for
It's like Space Uber.
Settlers.
Yep.
Cram 15, maybe 20 families on a boat that size. You pack them in tight enough.
families.
Tell you what I think. I figure that fellow we run into did everyone on board. Killed them all. Then he decided to take a swim, see how fast his blood would boil out his ears.
You're a very up person.
We report this? To who? Lions? Right. They're gonna run right out here, lickety-split, make sure these taxpayers are okay.
And we'll have to.
If there's folks on board in need of help, why aren't they beaming no distress call?
It's true. There's no beacon.
Which means it's likely no one's looking to find her.
All the more reason for us to do the right thing.
How's about you just say a prayer when we slide on by?
Find the
Say it.
right
Shall I
thing.
read the story of the Good Samaritan?
I'd rather you didn't. But we'll check it out. Could be survivors. If not, well then, no one's gonna mind if we take a look around, see if there's not something of value they might have left behind.
Yeah, no, someone could be hurt. Where do you think you're headed?
Thought I'd offer
stuck up under our belly about now. That's what space trash does, latches on the first big something, stops long enough. Hey, now, that'd be a bit like you and your sister.
I kind of appreciate how they kept the visor kind of small, like large enough for the actors to be able to see out of, but small enough that it's not like the what are those the fucking helmets from Prometheus. That shit. That bothered the fuck out
Yeah.
of me. Like they got lights on the helmets, but they're not like yeah, and there's like yeah, there's like lights in the helmets, but they're not super bright, just there to illuminate the actor's face, you know? Oh, they're like you can easily believe that they're there or for something else, you know? Like these aren't glamour spacesuits. These look kinda like 1950s sci-fi spacesuits, you know?
Did you stop doing the Darth Vader sounds? Sorry. I still remember that one image of a crocodile holding a bunch of huge wad of $100 bills. Like, would you risk your life to get the money or let it go? I'm like, I'm gonna go full Ace Ventura on this bitch. Even down to drowning him. Somebody made somebody commissioned an image to an artist I saw on Twitter or of Netflix Dracula being smacked by a game Dracula. And I'm like, this is Patrick Stites smacking Graham McTavish.
Hey, grab your med kit, let's hoof it. Mal wants us both over there on a double.
They found survivors?
Didn't say.
Right. I'll ask Inara to look in on River.
Whatever, I ain't waiting. I'll meet you over there, but don't take forever.
Mayor sounds so different here than he does as Nightwing.
Indeed he does. Better than a lot of celebrity voice actors wind up sounding.
Hmm.
What are you doing here and what's with the suit?
You're hilarious. Sadist.
All right, enough. We got time for games. As long as you're here, may as well lend a hand. You can run with Kaylee. Let's be quick about this, people. All right, a few loads each. No need to be greedy. Where are all the
I
people?
mean,
Ship says lifeboat launched more than a week ago. We're gonna assume everyone got off okay. Anyway, we're just here to pick the bomb.
you know,
You two starting the engine room?
don't get greedy. Usually when when I'm scrapping something, yeah, if you had actually stepped out into a vacuum, you would have, you would have fucking died.
Wash, any luck? Think I found something that pretty well matches that class. The layout looks about right. Seems to me, any valuables, if there are any, likely be stored somewhere. C deck aft. Good work. Keep the engine running.
Yeah, the handful of times I've had to run scrap on something like that, usually like campers and shit. Parents had a rental property one time. I mean, that, people left a bunch of shit there. And you just run through the whole place and you check out everything.
Yeah.
Aren't you the least bit curious?
By what?
What happened here? Why would anybody abandon their ship in the middle of nowhere like this?
For all sorts of reasons. Just not mechanical.
What?
There ain't nothing wrong with this. Not that I can see, anyhow. Whew. Well, there's a good one. Hold the bagel.
Calm down,
My
Jane.
my bagel.
We've got bagels. Woo!
You know, there was an interesting thing about HBI 2K's Gantz Bridge where I don't know what word he substituted with bagels, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like, but I'm just like, you're making me have to guess what word you're substituting for bagels. I'd have to rewatch all of Gantz Bridge to see how many times the word bagel is used in substitution. I'm not kidding, Alex.
Okay.
That's gonna be a bit much for me.
Here. Gen seed, protein, crop supplements. Everything a growing family needs to make a fresh start on a new world.
Hard subsidies for 14 plus families.
Bunch of shit that can either be used or sold.
Forget the rest. We just take this.
Nice.
I need a hand hauling it out of here.
Sir, even on a lifeboat, you'd think those who escaped would find room for some of this.
Nobody escaped.
Sir?
Nobody.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's a bunch of dead
That
bodies.
that
Get her out of here. Jane? Jane, drop what you're doing and get to the engine room. I want you to take Kaylee and the doctor off this boat. Don't ask
Jane, I know you found steroids in there.
holy shit.
Captain? Captain! Zoe!
Came from above, sir.
Galley.
We heard shooting.
River, what do you...
Follow the voices.
No, don't ever...
I hear voices in my head. Cancel me and understand. They talk to me. Excuse me.
The only thing I will ever keep.
Came at me from behind. Big though. Strong. I think I might have hit him.
The only thing I will ever keep from somebody I don't like. The image of Power Girl and Rangiku pressing their breasts against one another.
Okay.
No. 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 Use an arrow. No one's gonna hurt you.
No mercy. No.
Any more than we already did.
No mercy.
Oh, we got lots of mercy. We got lots and lots.
Oh, yes. He's a real beast. It's a wonder you're still alive.
Looked bigger when I couldn't see him.
I wonder how long he'd been living like that. I know. He must be real brave.
Like an animal?
Nobody else did.
Yeah, real hero killing all them people.
What? No, we don't believe that.
Not at the moment. Maybe soon. Who knows?
Wouldn't have brought him on board with that the case. Pulse is rapid. Blood pressure's high side of normal, to be expected.
Weak. They were all weak.
Other than the bullet wound, there doesn't appear to be any exterior trauma. Though that crack to the head he gave him probably didn't do him any good.
Cattle. Cattle for the slaughter.
Dope him.
Okay, weirdo.
I don't think that.
Just do it.
No mercy. No resistance. Open up. See what's inside.
Open your eyes and then you will see.
I can see, I can see. I'm going blind.
So, how's our patient?
Aside from borderline malnutrition, he's in remarkably good health.
So he'll live then.
Which to my mind is unfortunate.
Not a very charitable attitude, Captain.
Charity be putting a bullet in his brain pan.
Mal.
We save him the suffering. Alright, no one goes in here. Nothing more we can do for now, not after what he's seen.
What do you mean?
The ship was hit by reavers.
Those the guys we ran into back in the pilot.
Oh.
The ones with the nuclear reactor running hot.
No way. It was that other fella, the one we run into. Like I said before. He went stir crazy, killed the rest, then took a walk in space.
Just a second ago, you said that we...
Don't matter what I said. Wasn't Reavers. Reavers don't leave no survivors.
Strictly speaking, wouldn't say they did.
What are you suggesting?
No matter we took him off that boat, Shepard. It's a place he's gonna live from now on.
I don't accept that. Whatever horror he witnessed, whatever acts of barbarism, it was done by men. Nothing more.
I mean,
Of course they are. Too long removed from civilization, perhaps. But men. And I believe there's a power greater than men. A power that heals.
Reavers might take issue with that philosophy.
That be the power of bullshit.
That they weren't too busy gnawing on your insides. Jane's right. Reavers ain't men. They forgot how to be.
They're the children of men.
They got out to the edge of the galaxy.
They're the children of the atom.
Why are we still sitting here?
They're X-Men.
X-Men, X-Men.
I ain't going over there with them bodies. No rotten way. Not if Reavers messed with them.
Jane, you'll scare the women.
Love how Zoe's the one who has that line. And she's just like, stop being such a pussy little baby bitch.
This folks already resting pretty good, Shepard. Reaver saw to that.
How we treat our dead is part of what makes us different than those did the slaughter.
All right. You go say your words. Jane, you'll help the doctor and Shepard Book cut down those people, then you'll load up the cargo.
I don't believe this. We're sitting put for a funeral?
Yes, Jane. That is exactly what we're gonna do. Not gonna have these people looking over my shoulder when
Okay, first,
I ain't saying there's
what
any
we're gonna
reason
do, Mr. Parasite,
there is.
you
Folks deserve a little of it.
are going to sing La Cucaracha, and then me being the only sane man around here.
Seamus, come on, Pete. King of the Ramba beat.
Captain, what you just said.
Didn't think you were one for rituals and such.
I'm not. I figured we'd keep the others busy for a while. No reason to concern them with what's to be done.
Sir?
It's a real burden being right so often.
What is that?
Booby trap. Reavers sometimes leave them for the rescue ships. Triggered it when we latched on.
And when we detach?
Yep, that was the thing that we saw earlier.
I don't know, sit tight until...
What, Reavers come back? Looks like they've jerry-rigged it with a pressure catch. It's the only thing that'll work with all these spare parts. Could probably bypass that easy we get to the DC line.
You tell me right now, little Kaylee, you really think you can do this?
Sure. Yeah. I think so. Besides, if I mess up, it's not like they'll be able to yell at me.
Well, that's an interestingly positive attitude for you to have. Considering what's at stake, but yeah, okay. Yep, they're hauling out the good stuff, leaving behind the bodies, and while Book says himself a little yep, little prayer, and they have Booby Trap undone.
What's going on? Well, right at this particular moment, I have to say, not a thing, right?
Not a goddamn thing.
Looked like a thing to me. Thought we might have had a situation, but it looks to be taken care of. Let's get that merchandise put away. Everyone's home, Wash. Let's go.
No, don't you say that. It's the Reavers. The Gorham Reavers come back.
Get that stuff stored.
Like it's gonna matter.
Just do it.
Reavers?
Firefly class transport, you are ordered to release control of your helm. Prepare to dock in...
Nope, it's the Alliance.
Of course.
Looks like civilization finally got up. No mandatory registration markings on the bow. Make sure we set them for that.
Sir, we've identified the transport ship they were attached to. It was licensed to a group of families out of Bernadette. They're due to touch down in Newhall 3 weeks ago. Never made it.
Once we secure these vultures, we'll send a team over. Check it out.
Sir, didn't we have a flag and a Firefly a while back?
Check.
Oh, here it is. An alert issued on an unidentified Firefly class believed to be carrying 2 fugitives, a brother and sister.
What are they wanted for?
It's not available. It's classified.
40,000 of these old wrecks in the air, and that's all they give us. Well, I'm not about to have any surprises on a routine check. We run into these two, we shoot first. Brass can sort it out later. So what was it?
Open the stash, pull out the goods.
What? Just got done putting it in.
Yeah, and now I'm telling you take it all out again.
Why for?
I got no notion to argue this. In about 2 minutes' time, this boat's gonna be crawling with Alliance.
No. We've got to run.
Can't run. They're pulling us in.
If they find us, they'll send River back to that place.
So
To be tortured.
I presume they have a tractor beam.
Stack everything right here, plain sight.
Well, it's also a big fucking, big fuck off ship.
Oh, I'm gonna just delete the image of the cockroach because that is frightening.
Why? Are you going to put her in plain sight too?
Don't get touchy. Just do as I say.
Is that why you let us stay? So you could use us as bargaining chips?
Knew there was a reason.
They're not taking her and you are not giving her to them.
Don't be a fool, son. Do as the man says. Well, quite a lot of fuss. If I didn't know better, I'd think we were dangerous.
Is this your vessel?
It is. Bought and paid for. I'm Captain Malcolm Reynolds.
And is this everyone, Captain?
By way of crew, it is. Though in our infirmary, you're going to find a fellow we rescued off that derelict. Saved him, guess you could say. Straight through the back, next to the common area.
And these items, I take it you rescued them as well. Looks to me like an illegal salvage operation.
It does. That's discouraging.
You could lose your ship, Captain. But that is a wrist slap compared to the penalty for harboring fugitives. A brother and sister. When I search this vessel, I won't find them, will I?
No children on this boat.
I didn't say children. Siblings. Adult siblings.
I misunderstood.
Smart little bit of dialogue writing here, because, well, a lot of people think brother and sister, they think children.
No one would blame
Mal
you, Captain. I know how these
is thinking ahead of things.
tend to have those troublesome little nooks.
Do they?
Smugglers and the like tend to prefer them just for that reason.
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that. I put all my illegal goods out in the open, as you can clearly see.
We will continue this conversation in a more official capacity. I want every inch of this junker tossed.
Junker?
Settle down, Kaylee.
But Captain, did you hear what that purple belly called Serenity?
Shut up.
You are a companion,
Yes.
and you were based for years on Sinon. It's only in the last year that you've been shipping out with the crew of the Serenity.
It's just Serenity, and that's correct. In a few weeks, it will be a year. Why is this important?
I'm just trying to put the pieces together. It's a curiosity, a woman of stature such as yourself.
He almost has the complete puzzle. It's just he's missing a couple pieces.
Indeed.
I rent the shuttle from Captain Reynolds, which allows me to expand my client base. And the captain finds that having a companion on board opens certain doors that might otherwise be closed in.
And do you love him?
I don't see how that's relevant.
Well, he is your husband.
Yes.
Hmm.
You two met through Captain Reynolds.
Captain was looking for a pilot. I found
Captain Ryan Reynolds.
Seemed to work out.
That's Godzilla.
Fought with a lot of people in the war.
And your husband.
Later on,
Sometimes too.
later on, Warner Brothers would go on to own the filming rights to Godzilla,
Don't see that.
and Godzilla is currently carrying Warner Brothers on his back. He's like,
Godzilla,
guys, come
Godzilla and
on.
Kong have the
You can put that down.
yeah, Godzilla and Kong have the coffin dance going on.
That actually, that whole area. That and above it.
Wash is just talking bullshit.
Cooling drive so that you strain your primary artery function and you end up having to recycle secondary exhaust through a bypass.
Oh my god, she's such a fucking nerd.
Main atmo feed and asphyxiating the entire
No.
Oh. Oh dear. Never piss off never piss off a ship nerd.
There's an oddity.
Not the only oddity this end of space, Commander. Way of things not always so plain as on the central planets. Rules can be a mite fuzzier.
These fugitives that we're looking for, the brother and the sister, they were last seen on Persephone.
Is that a fact?
They also left port aboard a Firefly class transport. Just about the same time that you shipped out with Serenity.
Hmm.
It's a big place.
Yes.
That correct. Well,
Firefly isn't. And if anyone's hiding anywhere on it, we will find them.
put them on the outside of the ship.
Very clever.
Not exactly plain sight.
She's like pretty, pretty, shiny, shiny.
So, figure by now you've been over to the derelict. Seen for yourself.
Yes. Terrible thing.
Want my advice? You won't tow it back. Just fire the whole grind thing from space. Be done with it.
That ship is evidence. I'm not in the habit of destroying evidence.
Of course not. Be against the rules. I'm gonna make a leap here and figure this is your first tour out here on the border.
It's a very loyal crew you have there. But then I can tell by your record.
Your chief engineer babbled at me about ships and what constitutes junk for 30 minutes.
Not anymore. War's over.
For some, the war will never be over. I noticed your ship's called Serenity. You were stationed on Hera at the end of the war. Battle of Serenity Valley took place there, if I recall.
I believe you might be right.
Independence suffered a pretty crushing defeat there. And some say that after Serenity, the Browncoats were through. That the war ended in that valley. Seems odd you name your ship after a valley you're on the wrong side of.
Yep. May have been the losing side, still not convinced it was the wrong one. It's one of my all-time favorite lines.
I can see why.
And it was set up in the previous episode.
Only those weren't soldiers you murdered. They were civilians, families, citizens loyal to the Alliance.
And that's the line that I always cite whenever anybody says that Joss Whedon only writes in one character voice. Because there ain't a... Aside from Zoe, there ain't a person on this crew who I could imagine saying that other than Malcolm. And in general, There's only a couple of people, Captain America being one, who I can imagine saying that.
Oh, somebody's getting murked.
Hmm.
Imagine how many times men in my position hear that excuse. Reavers did it.
It's the truth.
You saw them, did you?
Wouldn't be sitting here talking to you if I had.
No, of course not.
I'll tell you who did. That poor bastard you took off my ship. He looked right into the face of it and was made to stare. The darkness. Kind of darkness you can't even imagine. Blacker than the space it moves through.
Very poetic.
They made him watch. He probably tried to turn away. They wouldn't let him. You call him a survivor, he's not. A man comes up against that kind of will, the only way to deal with it, I suspect, is to become it. He's following the only course left to him. First he'll try to make himself look like one. Cut on himself, desecrate his flesh, and then he'll start acting like one.
Let's have two MPs up here to escort Sergeant Reynolds to the brig.
Let's go again.
Later.
Let's not and say we did.
Captain said once the coast is clear, we should lay low in the shuttle.
Coming back.
Yes. Yes, of course he is. They all are. Your ship and its contents will be auctioned. The proceeds of the sale will be applied to the cost of your defense. Get him out of here. Go to full lockdown. I want guards on the nursery.
It won't matter. You won't find him. I know where he'll go.
Will you now?
Wait, no.
River, it's okay.
Wait.
They've gone. Come on. River, it's okay. Come on.
No. Don't.
River, you don't have to be afraid.
I mean, she kind of needs to at this point.
Why would he come back here?
Looking for familiar ground. He's on the hunt.
All right. Get him to the brig.
1911 won 2 world wars, and it made its way all the way into space.
Today, Commander. Nobody knows Serenity like I do. I can help you.
We let him go first.
Right. Do you want to, Thanks. Now I'll really have the advantage.
No, we don't. We don't know how long it's going to be. Once we're settled, I don't think we should move around much. I'm just gonna grab some food. Someone's coming.
Oh! Better hope that guy didn't have AIDS! Oh, God. The body modders are getting insane in the future.
And the film grain
That-
is
Well, that's not how you...
breaking
God,
neck.
that makeup is actually pretty good, but that's not how you break a neck. You could crush his windpipe and he'd be flailing around going... all time, for like 20 minutes, but, you know.
So that convinced them to let the Serenity go.
But hey, we managed to get out of there with our skins and our ship. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was worth doing.
Yep.
Oh, that
I
was...
agree with their decision.
And we will revisit the Reavers at a later date.
Yep. Now I believe we have room for one more episode.
One more episode. Gonna go ahead and get that queued up. Ready?
A sec, I'm gonna skip the credits. And now we're on Shindig.
See here, I believe... Yes, this is the right episode. Alright, so... Get the subtitles ready. 3,
They're ready.
2, 1.
Yeah, the funny thing is that Gurren Lagann is also on Hulu, so I have that option.
Oh, sweet.
But again, I would rather still have the Blu-rays on me.
Oh, yeah. No, Management not responsible for ball failure. They also have that sign up at the brothel. See, this is why analog will usually beat digital. And this is also why I have such a massive collection of physical media to hand.
Yep.
Started that... Well, I've always collected it, but I really started collecting DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff around the time that Netflix took off Death Note right in the middle of us watching it. And, wound up... You know, it was just easier to grab the Blu-rays than it was to, try and find a streaming copy.
They're getting into another bar brawl. Pretty, shiny, shiny.
Yeah.
That's a reference to an old Cartoon Network show from the 2000s.
Starting to get familiar.
Okay.
Like a second home.
Stephanie ain't home. Too many people we need to avoid. Resupply, look for work, move along. Sniff the air, we don't kiss the dirt.
Wasn't planning on the dirt kissing, sir.
I wouldn't stand for it anyway, Captain. Jealous man like me.
Planet's coming up on my crest.
That's just cause
Wash will beat up a planet if it kisses his wife.
Crash and kill us all. Well, that happens. Let me know.
Okay. Whoa. No, we're good. We're good. It's okay.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
I understand your time on our planet is limited, and if you've selected my proposal to hear, then the honor you do me flatters my honor. And I hope. Now there's the smile made of sunlight.
Atherton, how wonderful to see you.
Did you get my message? I was extra appealing.
What a flattering invitation. I had no idea I was arriving in time for the social event of the season.
So, you'll accompany me? I ask, heart in my throat. There's a certain offer I'm still waiting to hear about.
Yes, I imagine there is. I'm delighted to say I'll be there. Now, I'm sorry, Atherton, I have to run.
No, please, I understand. I'll see you soon, Barbie.
Good afternoon, Captain.
Morning. We're downing in case Wash don't kill us all. Local time's gonna be in the AM, 10 or so.
Yes, I saw that.
Making plans? Atherton Wing. Yeah, he's a regular, ain't he?
I've seen him before.
Oh, I never did. Not what I pictured. Young. Must be rich, too. Afford your rates.
I suppose. He has engaged me for several days.
Days. Boy must have stamina.
He does.
Well, fine. Is he letting you out at all?
Actually, we're attending a ball tomorrow night.
Tell me.
As opposed to you attending to his balls.
Which ones with stamina?
Most of the women there will not be companions, if that's what you're asking. Perhaps the other men couldn't attract one.
It sounds like the finest party I can imagine getting paid to go to.
I don't suppose you'd find it up the standards of your outings. More conversation and somewhat less petty theft and getting hit with pool cues.
Oh.
I understand if you need to go prepare for that it's 10 in the morning issue.
Yeah, better go do that, because I think this is more of an evening look.
Look at the pretties!
What am I looking at? The girls or the clothes?
Yes.
The clothes, please. Hey, look at the fluffy one.
Too much fufara. If I were gonna wear a dress, I'd want something with some slink.
You want a slinky dress? I can buy you a slinky dress. Captain, can I have money for a
I can hurt you. The only place I've seen something so nice is some of the things that Nora has.
No, we best be moving.
I guess she needs all that stuff. Life she leads.
Well, sure. Sometimes the customers buy her things. She knows some real rich men.
Come on, these ain't feathers I'm toting here, you know?
I like the ruffles. Nora gets to wear whatever she wants.
What are you gonna do in that rig? Flounce around the engine room? You're like a sheep walking on its hind legs.
Oh, you hurt her feelings. Don't do that.
I'm back.
Yeah. Yeah, now here Mal's mouth got him in trouble with his crew. Yes, Jane, she's mad. And Kaylee's disappointed. Hi. Hi, Jim.
I'm very sorry. Did I give you the impression I was asking?
You coming on to me?
Seems to me the last time there was a chance for a little palaver, we were all manner of unwelcome.
This ain't bad.
There's a trick to it. Wood alcohol.
Now we're favored guests.
What? Oh, wood alcohol. That's great.
Beverages that make you blind. So what is it you need?
Excuse me.
I can't see. What's going on? The beverage is making me blind.
I can see. I'm going blind.
That's your high price.
The local powers won't let him sell off-world.
It's a conundrum. What my man Arrow needs himself is a smuggler willing to cut you in on it.
Why me? You have access to ships. You could do it yourself.
Why not deal with me direct? It's taking a rational dislike.
What happened? You see your face?
Quality, gent. Nose in the air like you never won Guapi. Don't find me respectable, but you, I think, got a chance.
You backed out of a deal last time. Left us hanging.
Hurt our feelings.
You recall why that took place?
Had a problem with your attitude, is why. Felt you was, what's the word?
Pretentious.
Exactly. You think you're better than other people.
I know I'm better than you, Badger.
That very quality is the one you're placing value on today.
I place value on the fact that the stick up your pigoo is about as large as the one that Arrow's got.
How would you even set up a meet? That won't deal with you.
No place it'll be. Safe place. Using some new tech gun scans. High class, too. Wouldn't let me in there. You might slip it. Of course, you couldn't buy an invite with a diamond the size of a testicle. I got my hand.
Jesus Christ. Diamonds?
Hey then.
Or otherwise.
Of invites. You want this meeting or not?
Colonel Cyrus Mumpson and escort. William and Lady Cortland.
My dad had a gun like that.
Atherton Wing
Hmm.
and Inara Sarah.
Roberta, it's been too long.
Half the men in this room wish you were on their arm tonight.
Only half. I must be losing my undefinable allure.
Oh, it's not that undefinable. All of them wish they were in your bed.
Oh yes, that's true for real life as well.
Blushes. Not many in your line of work do that. You are a very singular woman. And I admire you more and more.
Kaylee! Kaylee!
Not speaking to you, Captain.
Got no need to speak. Come on, got a job for you.
I'm trying to offer you something, you know. A life. If you want it.
Atherton.
You can live here on Persephone as my personal companion.
is a piece of gosa.
This came with it, Lee Fry, and escort.
Kaylee?
Yeah, gosa means dog shit, by the way, in Chinese.
Figured.
Does this seem kind of tight?
Shows off your backside. Did you see the chandelier? It's hovering.
What's the point of that, I wonder?
Oh, mangoes.
I mean, I see how they did it, I just ain't getting the why.
Girls have the most beautiful dresses. And so do I. How about
Mal cleans up well.
She'd badge her out of good money to buy that frippery. And you
Captain
respect.
Yes, sir, Captain Tight Pants.
I'm looking for
Tight Pants. I believe that's what they called him in the Green Lantern Corps.
Say hello at her.
Well, if we see her.
Yep.
Think she's wearing gold. Okay, help me find our man. Supposed to be older, kind of stocky, wears a red sash, crossways.
Why does he do that?
Maybe he won the Miss Persephone pageant. Just help me look.
Is that him?
That's the buffet table.
Well, how can we be sure? Unless we question it.
Fine, don't make yourself sick.
Shay, Captain.
Ante up, gentlemen. Dishes.
Dishes. Could do with less of them.
Garbage. Tall card. Plum.
Plums are tall.
I'll take 2.
2. No tall card claim.
Speaking of garbage, I'll take 3.
3. Dealer forced to claim the
I've never figured out how this game works. I don't even know what it is.
Neither do I.
Suppose the captain and Kaylee are doing now. Septic vac.
Eating steaks off the plates made of solid money like it's anything. I fold.
Me too. Tall cards around my neck like a weight.
Take it, Shepard.
That's a nice pile of things I don't have to do.
The ones take you. They're the ones reach in and do it.
See here. Tall card.
It's a bad habit for a fugitive. Now do that in public, get herself hauled off.
And the fans go everywhere.
Apparently, the rules were once posted to the Fox website.
Oh, wow.
This is a game they made up that's based on poker.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they apparently posted them to the official Fox Firefly website, but did not keep it online, and apparently the fans had to make up their own rules.
I like our party better. The dress code's easier and I know all the steps.
I'd say you do it that. Oh.
Don't fall asleep now.
There's a lot of sexless sex happening in this show.
It is not.
You're acting captain. Know what happens you fall asleep now?
Jane slits my throat and takes over.
That's right.
And we can't stop it.
Well, I wash my hands of it. It's a hopeless case. I'll read a nice poem at the funeral, something with imagery.
So, Alex, Take a wild guess. Which three Harry Potter movies are the highest grossing in the box office?
The last three.
Nope.
Half-Blood Prince. Well, what?
Deathly Hallows Part
Oh,
2 is the highest
Deathly
grossing, with
Hallows Part
Deathly
2 is
Hallows Part
the highest I know. Is Part 1
Deathly
the...
Hallows Part 1 is the second highest, and
Okay, hang
Sorcerer's
on, is...
Stone is the third.
You know, Philosopher's Stone being the best of the Harry Potter movies, I can definitely see it making the most, but... Hmm...
Of course, I'm going to end up having to remind myself that it's the Philosopher's Stone, not the Sorcerer's Stone.
Have we been introduced? Oh, I'm Kaylee. Banning. And this is Dester Cabot and Zell. Don't you just love this party?
I actually have the, British versions of them.
Over there.
Of course you do.
Oh, really? What they have last year? Standards.
Uh-huh.
Who made your dress, Kaylee?
This is...
When I saw the ruffles, I just couldn't resist.
Now, the funny thing of... The funny thing, of course, is that, while the women here are so,
She made you a dress. Looks like you bought it in a store.
yeah. Frankly, I look at the, I look at the dresses that they're wearing, and I'm like, hmm.
Oh, shit.
Thought patrolled. But yeah, you know, you can call me, you can call me uncultured, but, like, I don't really see a whole lot of difference between the ones Kaylee's wearing and the ones they're wearing.
Yeah, I seriously can't believe Firefly is the origin of that one meme where Nathan Fillion's just unable to think of a
Yeah.
response to something.
The sash. The sash. It indicates lordhood. And it's
Because literally that was the first thing that came up when I searched Firefly in gift
Yep.
search.
That is one of the most famous gifs on the entire internet now.
You want to know what the three lowest grossing Harry Potter or flicks are?
Oh, if there's any justice in the world, it'll be 4, 5, and 6.
Fantastic Beasts 1, Prisoner of Azkaban, and Fantastic Beasts 2.
Okay, you know what? Prisoner of Azkaban deserves to be low grossing as well. That film's fucking terrible.
No, it's not.
It's the Last Jedi of its era.
No. Anyway, Order of the Phoenix is the fourth highest grossing, Half-Blood Prince bringing up the fifth place, and Goblet of Fire is in sixth. Oh, no, wait. Yeah,
Excuse me?
I should apologize. The lowest grossing Harry Potter movie is Fantastic Beasts 3. Hmm.
Anara has spoken of you to me. She made a point of your generosity. Given that, I'm sure you won't mind if I ask Anara the favor of a dance.
You're a brave man.
I know it's not.
This dance I think I actually know.
Somebody tried to say that Pokemon is only popular because of the card game. I'm like, I don't know a lot of
There are
people
a
who
lot
have
of people who
played
don't play the Pokemon card game.
They know it either by the games or the anime.
Yeah.
The games being the source material.
Mm-hmm.
In this company, Captain, I believe you're the one who stands out.
Well then, maybe I just want to see professional at work. Is this the hardest part, would you say, or does that come later?
You have no call try to make me
Yeah.
illegal. And how's that smuggling coming?
My work's illegal, but at least it's honest.
What?
Yeah.
That man parading you around in his arm as if he actually won you, as if he loves you, and everyone here going along with it.
These people like me and I like them. I like Atherton too, by the way.
Well, sure. What's not to like?
Spider-Man versus Batman
Myself.
movie.
And he likes me whether you see it or not.
Of course.
He's made me an offer. You may think he doesn't honor me, but
He's making me an offer I can't refuse.
I could belong here. Call me pretentious, but there is some appeal in that.
You're right. Got a call to stop you. You got the right to a decent life.
I see Kaylee's here.
Cried Cinderella tears. You should have seen her when I told her she could have that layer cake she's wearing.
I think she looks adorable.
Yeah, but I never said it.
I'm not saying the 804 is hard to repair, it just ain't worth it.
And you see, yep, there we go.
I've been telling them to buy an 8010 for years.
Those tenders snap off.
And you see what they actually want.
Wait a minute.
Yep.
Stop, she's talking.
By the way, the 8010's the same machine. They just changed the plating. Hope no one noticed.
Yeah. Superficial, stuck-up bints and overly expensive dresses. Now they just want to talk to a hot tomboy who knows their machines.
Yep.
Possible you were right. This ain't my kind of party. Oh, now. Watch yourself. No need for hands-on.
Excuse me, she's not here with you, Captain. She's mine.
Yours. Now, she don't belong to nobody.
Money changed hands, which makes her mine tonight. No matter how you dress her up, she's still...
Turns out this is my kind of party.
Hmm.
How's that a line?
I accept.
That's great. What?
There has been a challenge.
I hope you're prepared, Captain.
Are you all talking about a fight? Well, that's fine. Let's get out of here.
It's not a fist fight now.
The duel will be met tomorrow morning at Kadri Pond.
Mal bit off a little bit more than he could chew.
If you require it, any gentleman here can give you use of a sword.
Use of a what?
Oof.
That is one of the best uses of a quick but not snap zoom that I've ever seen. Use of a SWAT?
I feel sorry for our Green Lantern.
Dandy, but he's an expert swordsman. He's killed a dozen men with a long blade. You're the only one who gave him a reason.
Well, this is a joke.
He'll need a second.
What's that?
I'll take on the job.
He fights if you refuse.
Inara, come with me, please.
Now, you taking on this job, being my second, does this mean we're in business?
It means you're in mortal danger. But you mussed up Atherton's face, and that has endeared you to me somewhat. You might even give him a fight before he guts you.
Inara!
Up until the punching, it's a real nice party.
Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum,
Ba-da-ba,
ba-dum-bum,
ba-da-ba.
ba-da-dum,
Ah,
ba-da-bum. Beep, 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 beep. I too work out with a laser-powered shotgun next to me.
hey, it's a precautionary measure.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? The laser-powered shotgun.
Captain's gone and got himself in trouble.
A duel? With swords? The captain's a good fighter. He must know how to handle a sword.
I think he knows which end to hold.
All right, so we just need to figure out how to get him out of there.
We have until the morning, correct? Do you know what lodging he's in?
Ah, this is embarrassing. Some of you seem to be misapprehending my purpose in being here.
You're here to make sure that we don't do what these men are keen on doing.
Penny for the smart lady. Persephone's my home. I've got to do business with the people here. I don't want it known I brought someone in caused this kind of ruckus. We'll just settle in till this blows over, one way or the other.
Jane, I wouldn't.
Why not?
Get ourselves some bounty hunters.
No, it's just badgers, man.
Of course.
What are you doing here?
Atherton's a heavy sleeper night before a big day. You know, he's got the killing you in the morning, then a haircut later.
Such a comfort, having friends visit time like this.
Well, I knew the accommodations would be nice. Atherton doesn't skimp.
I don't suppose I like being kept by him as much as others do. So, how come you're still attached to him?
Because it's my decision, not yours.
Thought he made it pretty clear he's got no regard for you.
You did manage to push him into saying something else. Made a nice justification for the punch.
He insulted you. I hit him. Seemed like the thing to do. Why'd this get so complicated?
Well, it's about to get simpler. There's a back door. The desk clerk is on alert. He'll let us out.
Whoa, I'm not running off. I don't know what you got in your head, but I didn't do this to prove some kind of point to you. I actually thought I was defending your honor, and I never back down from a fight.
Yes, you do. You do all the time.
Well, yeah, but I'm not backing down from this one.
He's an expert swordsman, Mal. You had trouble with the pillar.
Hmm.
Death helped my honor.
Well, see, I plan on having it be his death. That's why I need lessons. I figure you know how, being such an educated woman and all.
I didn't know that sword fighting was a mandatory part of the Prostitutes Guild, but, you know.
Alex, you do realize that in Assassin's Creed, prostitutes are lethal killers.
Oh, yeah, no.
Since we're unarmed, we should take them by surprise. All at once.
Not necessarily. You can lure one or two of them away. Say infirmary. Take him out. Be on Badger before he knows what happens.
Only if his attention's elsewhere. What we need's diversion. I say Zoe gets naked.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Get naked?
I don't know many people who would want to see Adam Baldwin naked. Are we asking the medic to get naked?
Why don't we all get naked? No. No.
That would be stupid.
Who's that then? Yeah, look at me. What's your story, love?
She's just a passenger.
Yeah? Why don't you tell me? She's got a secret.
No, I'm.
Sure. I got a secret. More than one. Don't seem likely I'd tell him to you, now do it. Anyone I've taken Colony knows better than to talk to strangers. You're talking about enough for both of us, though, ain't you? Myrna doesn't like you.
Damn, girl.
Monograph jobs here and there. Spent some time in the lockdown, but
Better British accent than Christian Bale in The Prestige.
petty thief with delusions.
Even
Which is
though Christian
strange,
Bale was
considering
actually
that's
British.
which is strange, considering that's not far off from his real voice.
Nice to see someone from the old homestead.
Not really. Call me if anyone interesting shows up.
That there. Exactly the kind of diversion we could have used.
Attack. How did I avoid that?
By being fast like a freak?
No. Because you always attack the same way. Swinging from the shoulder like you're chopping wood. You have to thrust with the point sometimes, or swing from the elbow.
Swinging from the shoulder feels stronger.
It's also slower, Mal.
You gotta keep your elbows in closer to your body.
We're fragile creatures. It takes less than a pound.
So that way you could smack the bitch.
But yeah, you use all you gotta do. Like one of the things you gotta do for sword fighting. I can't say it's all you gotta do, but
You'll lay a man out for
keep the.
war, but you keep calling me one to my face.
I just punched my laptop up, gesturing about here. I didn't punch the screen. I just punched the lower
Well, I guess death will solve
part where the keyboard is. Yeah. So one of the things you gotta do with
You are always breaking
fencing is you gotta keep the blade in front of you. And
You don't get along
the
with
secret that a lot of people don't
me. You are constantly
don't think about is that then you can move with the elbow and wrist faster than you can with the shoulder, or because the anatomy of the sword or the construction of the sword.
Yeah.
A lot of people wind up getting themselves a little bit screwed up on their first attempt to sword fight.
I said before that I don't have call to stop you, and that's true. Anyways, don't.
need to get back. He'll be up early.
Right. He's got that big day.
So I presume Mal is going to win by using very questionable means,
How did you guess?
because he doesn't strike me as the type to fight honorably.
You're gonna love how this ends.
I'm sure.
Let's be careful, Ath. Here, these things are sharp.
He thinks he's doing well, doesn't he?
I'm toyed with.
Gotta be careful not to fuck around too much, even if you... Yep, there you go. Even if you actually are more skilled than your opponent, you gotta be careful not to fuck around too much when you're doing stuff like this.
Sadly, a Griffith ended up. Oh,
Eat. And this is why you play it safe.
see, mm, see, Inigo Montoya studied very thoroughly on swordplay and oh,
Atherton, wait. I'll stay here. Exclusive to you. Just let him live.
bitch. Okay.
You have to finish it, lad. You have to finish it. For a man to lay beaten and yet breathing, it makes him a coward.
It's humiliating.
No.
Sure. It would be humiliating. Having to lie there while the better man refuses to spill your blood. Mercy is the mark of a great man. I guess I'm just a good man.
Eh,
Well,
I'm alright.
Oh, my God.
You've lost her,
bought and paid for you. I should have uglied you up so no one else would want you.
See how I'm not punching him? I think I've grown.
I'll see to it you never work again.
Actually, that's not how it works. You see, you've earned yourself a black mark in the client registry. No companion is going to contract with you.
Yeah, you fucked up. You fucked up big time, bro.
You didn't have to wound that man.
Yeah, I know. It was just funny.
You willing to fight that?
He's not wrong.
Property? I'll have it in your hold before midnight.
Okay then.
Mighty fine shindig.
Doc's filling the shepherd in on the plan. We're ready to move on your signal. Doc is the diversion.
Did you ever see such a lazy crew?
Captain.
You're hurry.
You get us a deal?
I got a deal. Now get off my ship.
So very much for a lovely night then.
Okay then. Moving right along.
Are you badly hurt?
We was just about to spring into action, Captain. A complicated escape and rescue op.
I was gonna watch. It was very exciting.
I'm sure it was. One thing the tomboy will feel proud of, that dress.
Thank you for the wine. It's very fresh.
To Kaylee and her inter-engine fermentation system.
Are you in pain?
Absolutely. I got stabbed, you know, right here.
I am.
I saw.
Yeah.
Don't care much for fancy parties. Too rough.
It wasn't entirely a disaster.
I got stabbed right here.
You also lined up exciting new crime.
It's good to have cargo. Makes us a target for every other scavenger out there, of course, but sometimes that's fun too.
I am grateful, you know, for the ill-conceived and the high-handed attempt to defend my honor, although I didn't want you to.
Gracious as that is, as I look back, probably should have stayed out of your world.
My world, if it is that.
In this world.
Why is that?
Someone needs to keep Kaylee out of trouble. And all my things are here.
Sure, it's just. Oh, really?
Why would I want to leave Serenity?
Why wasn't Serenity capitalized in there?
Who knows?
Yeah. Smuggling some cows.
That's a lot of meat. Well, anyway.
Yep.
That'll be it. That'll be it for today. We will see you tomorrow for the cast. And we will also be doing, and on Friday, I am Again, Alex, I don't know what I'm going to make up for, or again, Alex, I don't know if there's going to be a pitch that I'll find for
Oh, we don't have to.
Bootleg
We don't
Strange.
have to do bootleg Doctor Strange. Then we could always do another Cosmonaut variety video.
Yeah, that's true. We'll do another Cosmonaut video
Let
then.
me see here. I'm just gonna, before we go off the air, I'm going to take a quick look at Cosmonaut Variety Hours playlists. Cosmonaut Picture Show. No, I'm just gonna go straight to his videos. Let's see here. Excuse me. Oh, he's done all the X-Men movies. We could probably get some mileage out of that.
Yeah, since we've already done all the X-Men films.
Until Deadpool 3 comes out.
Yep. Which will be July.
Yep. Oh, wow. The Snyder Cut is actually not bad. I'm impressed, Cosmo. That's amazing, Marcus. You're evolving as a critic. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and see y'all later. Bye, everyone.